אתה רוצה שלוש?
היא מלא. شارع اللطرون ديروا بالكم.
كل شيء الاوتوبيس يعني تاخذوه
طلع 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 طلع.
يشير إلى هذا الخبر العاجل إلى أن وسائل الإعلام الإسرائيلية تتحدث عن مبان قد أصيبت وتعرضت لإصابات مباشرة من هذه الصواريخ في مدينة تل أبيب. الدفاعات الجوية الإسرائيلية تطلق الصواريخ بكثافة.
Several countries send firefighting aircraft to Israel to combat major wildfire. Many of Israel's Independence Day celebrations have been canceled as the nation battles its worst fire in a decade. Hot, dry weather, and strong winds have contributed to the fire's ferocity.
מלמטה למעלה. רואים את העצים? למעלה. כל ירוק.
Several countries were sending firefighting aircraft to Israel on Thursday, May 1, as crews battled for a second day to extinguish a wildfire that had shut down a major highway linking Tel Aviv and Jerusalem and sent drivers scrambling from their cars. The fire broke out around midday in the hills outside Jerusalem on Wednesday, fueled by hot, dry conditions and fanned by strong winds that quickly whipped up the flames burning through pine forests.
شارع اللطرون ديروا بالكم.
هاي السيارات هاي بلش يولعوا السيارات كمان. بلش يولعوا السيارات كمان. الله أكبر.
Several communities were evacuated as a precaution as the smoke turned the skies over Jerusalem gray. Many of the country's Independence Day celebrations were canceled as security forces were diverted toward the fire. The fire has burned about 20 square kilometers and is the most significant Israel has seen in the past decade, according to Tal Volvich, a spokesperson for Israel's Fire and Rescue Authority. She said the fire has miraculously not damaged any homes. Israel's Fire and Rescue Authority warned the public to stay away from parks or forests and to be exceptionally careful while lighting barbecues. At least 12 people were treated in hospitals on Wednesday, mainly due to smoke inhalation, while another 10 people were treated in the field, Magen David Adam Ambulance Services said. Volvovich said 20 firefighters have been lightly injured.
אתה רוצה שלוש?
היא מלא.
Italy, Croatia, Spain, France, Ukraine, and Romania were sending planes to help battle the flames, while several other countries, including North Macedonia and Cyprus, are also sending water-dropping aircrafts. Israeli authorities said 10 firefighting planes were operating on Thursday morning, with another 8 aircraft to arrive during the course of the day. The main highway linking Jerusalem to Tel Aviv reopened on Thursday, a day after the flames had encroached on the road, forcing drivers to abandon their cars and flee in terror. On Thursday morning, broad swaths of burned areas were visible from the highway, while pink anti-flame retardant dusted the top of burned trees and bushes. Smoke and the smell of fire hung heavy in the air.
3.2 קילומטרים. פנה שמאלה.
Israel often sees fires in the summertime, but such strong fires this early in the year are unusual. Many of Israel's forests are planted rather than natural. One of the organizations that manages Israel's forests said that the fires had perfect conditions to spread. A winter with little rain, hot and dry weather, and exceptionally strong winds that are shifting direction constantly. Anat Gold, the director of Israel's Central Region for the Jewish National Fund, known by its Hebrew acronym KKL, which manages forests, plants trees, and promotes settlement in the country, said the fire was mostly contained. But she added that workers were struggling to plow buffer zones and fire breaks as the same spots ignited repeatedly in the quickly changing winds. Gold said climate change, which has resulted in decreased rainfall in the region, contributed to the fire's ferocity. Fires that have ravaged large parts of central Israel since Wednesday have largely been extinguished, the country's fire and rescue authority says. More than 150 teams have been battling the blaze, which has scorched around 20 skem, 7.7 miles of land in the Latron area, between Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. Israel's ambulance service said at least 12 people had been treated for smoke inhalation, but no fatalities have been reported. 17 firefighters were injured, according to Israeli broadcaster Kan. Authorities said hot and dry conditions with strong winds made controlling the fires more challenging, and a senior official warned they could flare up again.
الباص ولع.
كل شيء الاوتوبيس تاخذوه
طلع
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had declared a national emergency in response to the fires, and hundreds of people evacuated their homes, but an evacuation order for 12 towns near Jerusalem has now been lifted. The fires led to the cancellation of most official events celebrating Israel's Independence Day on Thursday, and there was a nationwide ban on lighting fires for barbecues, a traditional part of the day. A major highway linking Jerusalem and Tel Aviv has now reopened. Videos posted online earlier this week show people abandoning their cars as flames and smoke whipped across the road. Israeli authorities have provided conflicting accounts for the cause of the fire. Israeli President Isaac Herzog said the fires were part of the climate crisis, which must not be ignored. Netanyahu blamed the fires on arsonists and said that 18 people had been arrested, but Israeli police later said that only 3 suspects were in detention, and they were not linked to the wildfires.